How about chili? Do you like chili? What is chili? It's just a soup, it's stew. That's all it is. So don't trip out. Don't ever allow people to culinary shame you because you make a quick and easy chili. I'm gonna make one today that's so easy, so easy. Let's do it. Check it, check it. The ingredients for our chili. I've got an onion, just a big old onion. I've got a piece of shallot that I had left, like half a shallot. About a pound of ground beef. You can use any meat you want, but this is a quick, easy one, so let's use the ground beef. Gonna use some olive oil. Got the rest of the stuff gonna be cans. I got cans of beans, I got kidney beans, the pinto beans, and a little bit of tomato sauce, okay? Then my homemade chili powder. Again, don't be shamed. You can go out and buy chili powder that's pre-mixed, 2 cups of water, okay? Let's go to work. All right, let's get our chili started. I'm going to, first thing we do is got to turn the burner on, right? We're gonna brown our ground beef. Just throw it in there and we're just gonna break it up and allow this to cook. Again, this recipe is easy, it's simple. Pound of ground beef. And while this is browning, notice how I'm just breaking it up because I want the meat to be evenly distributed throughout our chili as we make it. What I'm gonna do is brown this meat, then I'm gonna drain the fat. Okay, look at that. Our beef is browning nicely. Now this is what I'm going to drain out. You see that, all that there? And truth be, or as they say, full disclosure, black folk don't usually drain that. Like we have that in our food. I'm making a joke when I say that, but the truth is, like, our ancestors, we needed those calories because we were outside working, and no joke. So as our lifestyles have changed, that saturated fat, we need to remove it from our diet. So that's the reason we're going to drain that fat because there's already enough fat in the meat. So we'll drain as much as possible. And it's a healthier chili. It's a good chili there. That's browned nicely. And as you've noticed, the onions are chopped as well. Okay, so I'm gonna turn it off. Take my slotted spoon, slotted spatula, and just scoop all the beef out so we can get rid of that liquid in the bottom. Now this meat is unseasoned. There's been no chili powder, salt, or anything added to it. This was just to render the excess fat. And I bought, to make this chili, an 80-20 blend. 80% lean, there's 20% fat. So there's quite a bit of fat that has to come out of there, okay? All right, now we'll get rid of that, come back and start to build our chili. Okay, we are back at the stove top. That stuff is gone. I've turned the burner back on high. I'm gonna add my onions because I wanna cook those. We are building the chili. Remember, it's all about the layers of flavor. Les oignons, okay? I'm gonna add the shallot a little later in the recipe because remember, shallots have a milder onion flavor. So we're gonna add those a little later. Gonna stir it up. Little darling, stir it up just a little bit. We're gonna let these cook for about 2 to 3 minutes before we add the ground beef back to it. Now, the onions are looking good. Look at that there. They're gonna become a little translucent. Here is a trick I love doing when I'm making chili, whether I'm making a really complicated chili or just like this quick and easy one. I've got my powder, my chili mixture, whatever you want to call it, and I'm going to sprinkle a little bit on each layer. I'm seasoning those onions. And when we add the beef, we'll add a little more. And the great thing about making your own spice blends is that you easy to think, hard to say, you can control the heat ratio, right? If you really like it hot, go ahead and grind up some of those habaneros when they're dry in the summertime. Get a few extra, dry them up, grind them up, and you can really bring the heat. Or like me, I really love mild chilies, so I cut back on the hot, spicy part. Isn't that gorgeous? Now those onions are coated with the chili flavor as well. So as we build our layers of flavor, it just intensifies. Onions are looking really, really nice there. I'm gonna add about a tablespoon of oil, olive oil, and I'm not measuring it. I'm just gonna show you a trick. Remember, count 1001, 1002 is roughly 2 tablespoons of oil, okay? And I'm using that olive oil. Stir up our onions. That's looking good. Now let's add our beef back to the recipe. And I'm going to place a lid on this to sweat those onions and to bring out the liquids in those onions. Okay, lower that heat. Oh, look at that. You can just see the flavor in there. And I'm going to add 1 cup of my water here, agua. Stir it up, little darling. The house is smelling good already. There's nothing like having soup, stews, chilies, cooking in the house. Today is January 21. The year is 2020. And tomorrow, January 22, I turn 62. My goodness. I still feel like a teenager. Okay, water's gone in. I'm going to add my kidney beans. These are the light colored kidney beans. I did not drain this can. You can drain them and rinse that off. However, I love that liquid that starts this in there. So I want to add that. It adds a little flavor. Look at that. Ooh la la. And notice I opened this can from the bottom because the cans have been sitting in the fridge. The cans have been sitting on the shelf or whatever and these have been here maybe a month. Things kind of settle on the bottom. So I open the bottom and it drains out a little easier, okay? And I've got one more can of beans I'm going to add. These are a can of pinto beans. Again, I didn't drain those. Going to add that liquid right to it. And if I want, I've got 2 more cans of beans to add. 1 kidney and 1 pinto. I think I might go ahead and add those, all right? When you come back, we're going to add the last of the water. I'm going to add more chili powder right now. I'm going to let it cook a bit. I get all of it in there now. Remember, salt and pepper. Salt helps to bring things out, bring flavors out. So don't be afraid to use salt. Just don't overdo it. All right, let's take a look at our chili. Looking good, huh? I'm going to give it our first test for taste. And you go, wait a minute, it's not cooked yet, Kurt, it's not done yet. Well, everything really is. Remember, we browned the ground beef, so that's safe to taste. And the rest is just vegetables, right? Beans and those things. So I'm just going to taste the broth so I can adjust the seasoning just a little bit. Oh, wow. That is really good. Quite tasty. Now, this recipe, again, it's about easy. It's about simple. It's about no hassle. The rest of my chili powder is going to go in. It's going to really give it that strong chili flavor, chili flavor. And again, I talked to you earlier about not being culinary shamed. I don't want you to let people tell you because you do it quick and easy, it's not good food. It's great food, okay? Now this is that shallot. It was a larger one, so it's a little stronger in the flavor, and I love that. I'm just adding it right to the top. I diced it pretty fine, but don't trip out. You can chop it as small or as large as you'd like. Just get it in the pan. We're going to stir that up, and I'm going to show you 2 last tricks here. If you feel like it's not tomato-y enough for you, ketchup. A little ketchup added to it. And also, ketchup has some sugar in there that's going to add a little zing-zang to it as well. What's a zing-zang? It's just a flavor thing. This I love. 100% Italian. It's a tomato paste. It's like those Marciano, those beautiful Roman tomatoes from Italy. This one I pretty much used up, so I've got another one on standby. See if I got it. I don't like to waste, so oh yeah, we'll get it all in there. Just squeeze that right in there, just to give it that tomato flavor without having big chunks of tomato, which my sweetheart doesn't care for. Now, I love tomatoes in my chili, but just not, she just doesn't like the big chunky tomatoes. So that's why we're making this one relatively chunk free. So we're gonna let this come to a boil, which you can see it's happening there. I'm gonna allow it to simmer, I don't know, 20 to 30 minutes. The longer it simmers, the more those flavors come together. Now, for those of you that like cooking in, the slow cooking methods with the crock pots and such, great recipe for the crock pot. Just throw it all in there and let it go to town, cook all day, or Instapot, those type things work. We'll come back and give it a taste when it's ready. Peace. Remember, recipe can be found in the description. Spread love. 5:16. Our chili should be beautiful by now. Been simmering it, so let's take a sneak peek, as we say. Oh, look at that. Now you see how it's reduced on the sides there. That's about, what, 3/4 an inch to an inch. Let's stir it up, little darling. We'll come back and serve up our chili. Oh, that looks so good. Are you hungry? Remember, quick, simple, simple and easy. Not so quick because I cooked it a long time. And that's because I've just been working in the yard and goofing off. All right, we'll come back, we'll taste it up. Serve it up, then taste it. All right, there's our bowl of chili. And I've got some fixings on the side. Of course, you can serve it up just like that. Tasty, tasty. I'm gonna garnish it with a couple of things. I've got some cheese here. A little cheese. Sharp cheddar. Then I've got green onions and cilantro. Cilantro is an absolutely wonderful member of the parsley family that is great with beans and in soups. Something else I want you to think about. When next time you make your fresh salad, go ahead and take some leaves, the leaves of the cilantro, and add it to your salad. Now, this is not just a garnish. I'm adding this because of the flavor. I've chopped up a good handful, maybe, I don't know, tablespoon. I'm going to add that right to my cheese. Then I also have some green onions or scallions, whatever part of town you come from, green onions, scallions. And remember, when buying green onions, you want them to look nice and fresh, and they should stand up. You see that? That doesn't flop over, so that means they're nice and fresh. Same thing with the cilantro. Should have a beautiful freshness to it. And look at that stem. There's no problem with that stem. Okay, garnish it up. Cilantro. You could also put some tomatoes in there if you'd like. Add a little more cheese to the top of this. I absolutely love chili with cornbread. Mom used to make that for us when we were younger, and I just love chili. I'm gonna put a little dollop of sour cream on there. And I think it's time to dig in. The house smells so good when chili or soup's cooking in it. Did you notice my wardrobe change? Well, a little earlier, I got the tail of my shirt and some of my fixings on the table. So, quick wardrobe change. Now, did you like the way that chili looked? Ooh-wee. Let's give it a taste. And I want to get a bite of everything. The cheese is starting to melt in there. Add a little cornbread, Mama's cornbread to it. Ooh, that's good. Excuse me. Talking with my mouth full. Okay, remember now, you can garnish it with things you like. We have some fresh tomatoes, some jalapenos, whatever you want to do to spice up your chili. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. And more than that, I hope you will try to prepare this recipe. It's simple, it's easy, great, great chili. And please don't let anyone culinary shame you. Easy is okay when it comes to cooking. Just make sure you put love in it. Peace, spread love, see you soon. Hey baby, dinner's ready. I don't know if I like that chili or not. Maybe I should try one of the bowls to see if it's really as good as I think it is. What do you think, Lisa?
Yum.
Peace out. Peace out.